Tell the audience how cool you are.
That's a strong exaggeration.
Hey, roll the music.
Roll the
let's
music.
go.
Welcome to the Dream Big podcast, where our goal is to find the biggest dreamers in the world and help you see a little bit of their journey so you can implement that into your life yourself. I could not be more excited about the guest we have from the local Colorado Springs, a native of Colorado, Dr. Douglas Crowther, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Dr. Douglas Crowther. So first and foremost, welcome to Dream Big Podcast. We're excited to have you here and tell your story and your journey. You are definitely a big dreamer, and we followed your journey a little bit. You're doing some big things out there.
Thanks. Glad to be here. It's an impressive building. Yeah, happy to be here.
Appreciate it. You got a little tour today. So let me do an introduction. So this is Dr. Douglas Crowther is a fellowship-trained orthopedic spine surgeon. He's completed his fellowship at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Dr. Crowther gained extensive surgical experience consisting of level 1 spine trauma, degenerative conditions, complex deformity correction, and spinal tumors. He gained further exposure and focused on sports-related spine injuries with the spine surgeon at the Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. His surgically trained allows him to utilize the latest minimally invasive techniques, navigated robotic surgery, and traditional open procedures. So much here going on right now. You've worked with the Olympics. Your teams have worked with the Olympics. In other words, you're kind of a big deal. Would you say you're kind of a big deal?
I find myself pretty humble, but
You're a humble big deal.
yeah, I do big stuff, serious surgery. It's fun. But yeah, that was a lot of words there.
It was a lot of words. That's what we found on you. So I appreciate it. Let's just start with your journey. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Where did this all start, and where did your motivation come from?
Yeah, so I grew up in southern Colorado, Sanford, Colorado, population 750. Recently, they made the news. Best small town basketball teams in all 50 states.
Really?
They were picked for Colorado. So, a lot of state championships. But anyways, grew up on a dairy farm in Sanford, Colorado. Big basketball town.
You play basketball?
Yeah. State championship here in Pueblo, 2003.
What?
Yeah.
I like it.
So yeah, grew up on a dairy farm, learned how to work hard. Went off to college. My major was dairy science.
Okay.
And then had a change of heart.
Okay.
Dairy life is hard. Don't go on vacation much. Cows have to eat and be milked every day. So I was ready for something different and was interested in medicine, but was a fainter all growing up. So wasn't sure if I was going to be able to handle it. But
oh, wow.
my brother's in medicine and he's like, you'll get past it. And I fainted a few times, undergrad, shadowing doctors in the OR. But here I am now. No problem.
Not fainted since.
Nope.
That's an interesting story. So, you were going to get a degree in dairy?
Yeah, dairy science, and go back and.
What do you do with a degree in dairy?
Learn how to manage a dairy from the nuances of the herd. How do you have a productive herd? Get good milk production from the cows, but also the business side of things too.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so basketball champion in 2003.
Yeah. Sanford High School.
For Sanford High School.
Yep.
In Pueblo was the finals.
Yep. At the event center.
Nice. Yeah. Well done. I love it. So medical degree from the University of Nevada.
Yep.
College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Yep.
What does osteopathic medicine mean? I Googled it and I still don't know what it means after I read it.
Yeah. So there's two different degrees. There's MD and DO. There used to be a drastic difference between the two. If you get a degree as an MD or a DO, you can be whatever subspecialty or specialty you want to be. They're the same. Osteopathic medicine is a little bit more holistic approach than here. Just take this pill. It really goes into the function of the body, and the body needs to be in its proper anatomical position, alignment to have that proper function.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more holistic. During school, you get 200 additional hours of just like manual, they call it OMT, osteopathic manipulative treatment or muscle manipulation. treatment. So that's the main difference between them.
Okay. And you like school out there?
Yeah, yeah. So undergrad at BYU in Provo, Utah, and then med school in Las Vegas.
Okay. I love it. And you've been performing here in Colorado how long?
So I moved to Colorado in 2020. 14-year journey. Undergrad, med school, 5-year orthopedic surgery residency in Kansas City, Missouri, and then a 1-year spine fellowship in Alabama. So long journey, a lot of debt.
A lot of dance, I'm sure. Yeah, that's a commitment too. Like
Yeah.
after you get to like year 7 or so, there's no turning back, right? You just
Correct.
gotta,
Yeah,
just
you're
gotta
like,
like it's.
I'm this deep.
I'm pot committed at this point.
Yep.
So what do you love about what you do?
Yeah. So one of the reasons I wanted to go into surgery is I like working with my hands. I like the ability to fix, see a problem, fix the problem, and see the result. So surgery, you see those immediate results from your efforts. So it's just fun to use your hands and work.
And what's your everyday look like? What do you look like every day at the office? What are you doing? What kind of surgeries are you doing? And what do you specialize in?
Sure. So coming to Colorado Springs, it was somewhat underserved from the spine surgery. There were spine surgeons, but not for the population size. And so I was really eager to come to the market and feel like I bring some really unique things. You touched on robotic surgery. There was not a spine robot in Colorado Springs when I got here, but less than a year later we got one. So we do robotic spine surgery. Minimally invasive surgery. We do endoscopic decompressions, which are, we're doing spine surgery through a 7-millimeter tube, through a camera and pulling out large fragments that are pressing on nerves. We do disc replacement surgery, which is really coming into to the standard of care, where it used to be more fusion surgery. Now we want to preserve, the normal motion of the spine. So day to day, I'm in the OR 3 days a week, and then in clinic 1.5, 2 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next question I had was about this robotic stuff. Tell me about that. So you have a robot. You control this robot, or this robot is just trained to know what to do? What this is the future.
Right. So
tell me about that.
Yeah. So navigation in spine surgery has been around for 15, 20 years, and it's that allows you to kind of pre-plan your surgery, or know where you're placing hardware, such as pedicle screws. That's the screws and rods, right? So those are in the bone of the spine, and navigation allows you to not use a traditional open, freehand technique, but know where you're putting the instruments. Robotics is the combination of a robotic arm with navigation, and so a patient gets a preoperative or intraoperative CT scan of their spine, and then we can plan where we're going to put screws in their spine. And then we tell the robot, hey, I want to drop some screws at L4 and L5, and I've pre-planned them, and so I tell the robot, go to the trajectory for me to place this screw correctly in the spine so that it's not hitting the spinal cord or nerves, but it's contained within the bone.
So no human error.
That's the goal.
And it's safer and probably more accurate in the long run.
Safer. The big thing is it takes out that mental exercise. My training was not with navigation, not with robotics. It was expose the spine, find your anatomical landmarks, and through a technique where you cannulate the pedicle of the vertebra and place a screw. And so that's very mentally taxing. And then you got to do a decompression of the neural elements. And so it just takes a lot of stress and lets me sleep at night.
I love it. We're going to talk about sleep here in a second, but yeah, technology is so fascinating to me. Like, you go to bars now in Vegas and there's robots serving and mixing drinks all over the place. At our Snooze mattress company, we've partnered with the Mayo Clinic for what we call dream mapping. So you lay on a mattress and it tests your entire body and it tells you what kind of a mattress that your body needs. So the game just keeps getting changed and changed. And I've always been very curious. So is there a day that somebody's going to go through an entire surgery without a human touching them? Is that going to happen?
In general surgery, the Da Vinci robot, the surgeon is sitting in the corner, hooked up to the robot, and the robot's 20 feet away doing the work.
Oh, wow.
Now, a tech still has to kind of dock the robot into the patient, but the majority of the work, is done on the other side of the room. And spine surgery, probably get there someday. Yeah.
What about other stuff? Hearts and broken bones and all that stuff. Is that?
Broken bones. You still need some muscle in it,
So
yeah,
it's a little different.
yeah.
Who knows? It's so interesting. 2020. So we were talking about this. You joined CCOE, the Colorado Center of Orthopedic Excellence, and expanded practice and expertise. Tell me why you joined that.
Yeah. So found it a good opportunity. It's a well-respected group. It's the group that's provides coverage for the Olympic Training Center, and they're fellowship-trained surgeons, but they did not have a spine surgeon in the group. They had, joint reconstruction, sports, hand, foot and ankle, but they didn't have a spine surgeon. So I found it a good opportunity and a challenge to come in and be their first spine surgeon. And so that's what I brought to the table.
I love it. So, and you're saying about the Olympics. So your team does a lot of work with the Olympics, and to be an Olympic athlete is just insane to me already. To designate that in your entire life to get to that level, for a lot of different reasons, but to be at the top of the game in the entire world. But what do you guys do with that? I mean, what's your positioning on the Olympic athletes? Yeah,
so as the group, being the group for the Olympic Training Center, we're available at all times for the Olympic athletes. Senior most partner Dave Weinstein has been working with the OTC for a long time. He goes to the Olympics every 4 years, just got back from China. So I've seen a handful of athletes from both Paralympians and Olympians, judo, BMX, triathletes, something's going on with their spine and they want to know, can they still compete? What do they need to do to get back to compete?
Love it. Dr. Weinstein actually fixed my elbow.
Oh, nice.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It's been years, but I broke my elbow and then it re-healed, and then my tricep healed to the broken elbow, so he had to re-break it and attach. And Bursasak was also, I didn't know what was going on, but it was the best thing I ever did, and he was recommended to me as the best in the world.
Yeah, he's I consider him like the godfather of orthopedics in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does. Super amazing guy. So, I mean, an Olympic athlete, what does that mean to you? Like Olympic athletes that you see these guys and you see, what does it take to be an Olympic athlete? These guys do some crazy stuff to their body.
Yeah. Dedication and endurance. I mean, to be the best in the world at your particular event, that's amazing. And not even just the best. I mean, you don't have to get gold, silver, or bronze, but just to be able to compete at that level is amazing.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me, the dedication that these people have from such an early age, and especially in other countries. Some of these countries, like they start at a baby,
Yeah.
I don't know how good that is, but but the dedication to find out, that this is it. And your Michael Phelps and the people out there, that I don't think we realize how much work that takes to get to that level, but it's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you have a quote, spine surgery is a game of millimeters. What does that mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of my big push to get the robot was we need precision, accuracy, and consistency. And so, if you place a screw that is not in the pedicle, which is this tunnel of bone, and it's touching a nerve, if it's millimeters off, I mean, the patient could be in chronic pain. And not just that, I mean, every day I work next to the spinal cord, right? If I hit the spinal cord, that could be tragic, devastating. And so I'm millimeters away from disaster at all times when I'm operating. So that's just the world I live in.
Yeah, that's so crazy. What's one of the biggest success stories? Give me a success story. You've had some people, I'm sure, that...
Yeah, I would say what I've been really amazed with in success stories is the the concept of motion preservation and artificial disc replacement. So it's interesting, fusing a spine, it happens all the time. A major reason that we see so many fusions done is the financial incentive. Okay, disc replacement is a better surgery if they qualify, if they meet the indications, but it's not reimbursed. The surgeons aren't paid as well, and so we see it in medicine. I mean, and so I think knowing your options and knowing what's best for you is so crucial in medicine. And my happiest patients are the patients that, they have a degenerative disc. The disc is just worn out. They have pinched nerves because the disc is worn out, and can perform a surgery to allow them to have maintained range of motion of their neck or their low back, and take the pressure off their nerves. They're my happiest patients.
Love it. So you're saying, hypothetically, that there's doctors out there that would fuse something because it pays more.
I've seen it. Yeah. I've had patients that I gave recommendations, a 2-level disc replacement, and I find out that they ended up having a 2-level fusion, and they're young patients, 30s, 40s, and a fusion's not benign. You fuse one level of your spine. There's studies out there that 1 in 4 people will need additional spine surgery within 10 years because the adjacent levels will wear out. So you want to try and preserve that range of motion or the normal mechanics of the spine.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? As a doctor, that's got to be a little bit like
a
doctor of integrity. Obviously, you work for a place of integrity, but you hear this all the time from the outside in that there's so much money involved in everything we do, and the cures that could be out there, but there's too much money in it, so we don't want to give the cures out or whatever that may be.
Sure.
But what you're saying is that's 100% accurate. There's people that do stuff just to make sure that they're.
Yeah, I mean, in all areas of life, you'll find good, you'll find ulterior motives.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, what do you do for fun? What's fun for you?
Yeah, so I married with 5 kids, so
okay,
busy with kids' activities. It's been great to be back in Colorado and check out all the different areas to ski. We're very fortunate here.
Oh, absolutely.
So this winter, we've been Breck, Keystone, Beaver Creek, Crested Butte. So yeah, in the mountains. It's been as of recent, hiking. Went on a big hike last summer. Did a 4-loop pass, Maroon Bells.
Nice.
3 days, 28 miles. So
good for you.
Yeah.
So tell me about your family. You've got 5 kids. How old?
Oldest, so I have 4 boys, 12-year-old boy, 11-year-old boy, 9-year-old boy, 7-year-old girl, and a 3-year-old boy. And my wife's busier than me.
Right.
Tell,
She
right?
stays home?
She's stay at home.
Whew. That's a lot of work. I got 3 babies. I got a 7, 6, and 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But it's the best thing ever, right? There's nothing better on the planet than family.
Yeah, for sure.
And we talk about it on our podcast. I actually wrote a book called Serial Dadpreneur. I have to give one of those, but it just talks the balancing of making sure that, so many people are trying to chase their dreams or trying to chase money, and they forget the most important things in life. And family that's it. That's what this whole world is about. And it's we have one job, and it's to build good humans. You know what I mean? And enjoy and love these children. But so the rest is just noise. You know what I mean? Like what's the point of having $1 billion if you got nobody to share it with? You got no love or respect from anybody out there. So I'm a big family first guy. We talk about it all the time at everything we do. But what does family mean to you?
Yeah, really, it's everything. That's where the ultimate joy comes is being with them and seeing their joy, seeing their growth, their progress.
Love it.
Yeah.
What's your wife's name?
Bethany or Beth.
Bethany. Love it. So what we touched on it for a split second. Snooze Mattress Company. I don't know if you know anything about us. You got a little tour. You might have heard a little bit.
Yeah, there's one just down the road, just down the street on Powers.
In Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, those are changing ownership today. The new owner will be here in just a little bit, Bryant. But so we're franchise. We started in Pueblo, Colorado. I've been in the business for 25 years. Sleep is something that I just we're very passionate about. This building's got 100 years of sleep nerds inside of it by itself. But Snooze is going nationwide. We started in Pueblo, Colorado. We've sold 30 something territories. We'll probably sell another 30 by the end of the month, if not more. So we're expanding pretty fast, but we're looking for the right people. But we pride ourselves of doing things differently. From you walk in there, our guys are wearing pajamas. We have Mayo Clinic technology that we literally find sleep for you. It's not about trying to high price mattress. It's about the journey of what's the right mattress for you. Similar to what you keep talking about. It's not like I want to sell you this because I make more money. It's okay. What does your body need? Let's find out what you like, and then let's narrow that down. We custom make pillows because everything's so different from here to here. So we can make a pillow because every this is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's hard to buy it off the shelf, and you get it home and like, it's just a little bit too small or too thick. We actually can make those pillows because we believe that that's 30% of your comfort. That keeps that spinal alignment. So, long story short, we're a bunch of sleep nerds, and I could talk about sleep all day long. But what does sleep mean to you?
Yeah, I would say rest and recharge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't sleep?
Well, I didn't sleep great the last couple of nights. I'm tired today.
Okay.
I certainly could. You notice it. I find when I'm stressed, I don't sleep good. Yeah, just worn out, grouchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, short-tempered with family.
Yep. What does having good sleep habits? What does that mean to your patients potentially, or everybody? What is in your industry? I know Dr. Mossy wrote a book about the power of sleep and so many things, but he talked about even Olympic athletes. Some Olympic athletes that were training for 18 or 19 hours and sleeping for 5 hours, and go to him and say, how do I get to that gold level? I just keep getting to bronze. And he was just like, get 8 hours of sleep. Don't train as much, sleep more, let your body take that all in. And instantly these guys got gold medals. Like, it was instantly the power of sleep and how important that it truly is. People don't realize that, and they think, I could get away with 2 hours of sleep, or I'm only a 4-hour sleeper, a 3-hour sleeper. What do you think in your business? What does sleep do to the patients?
Yeah, so the body needs a good diet. It needs, I think sleep is big because your body, you need health, right? And what is health? It's living this balanced life of a good diet, good exercise, and sleep plays a huge role in all that as well. If you're not sleeping, you're not going to have energy to exercise. You're not going to be able to concentrate on things you need to do. So I think it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of a mattress do you sleep on?
I sleep on a, because the names are so similar, right?
Yeah.
All these names are
They're
so.
all S's?
Yeah. Tempur-Pedic.
Nice.
Yes.
You got the best. We're partnered with Tempur-Pedic on our journey together. So
Okay.
we've got like that. Tempur-Pedics are the best in the industry for sure. And there's a reason, they're expensive. They're a little pricey sometimes, but they're designed by NASA. The bed is truly the bed that'll last you 25 years. So that's impressive that you got the bed.
Yeah.
That's the right bed. Do you have an adjustable?
It's not. I want one because every night I sit up on my computer or reading, and I'm like, anyways, my wife wants a new bed and I've been telling her, let's get an adjustable.
Come by Snooze. We'll get your back.
Okay.
I'll be there tomorrow, actually. Come by. Bring your wife by and we'll get you hooked up. But the adjustable base, snoring, acid reflux, reading in bed, or like you said, you get a laptop. It turns it into like a sofa in your own bedroom, or just opening up the breathing passage a little bit, or circulation. So it's a game changer, and it'll work with your current bed. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell you a bed, but
You'll be there tomorrow?
I'll be there tomorrow
What time?
morning, actually. I have a meeting with the guys in the morning because we're transitioning ownership. So I'll be there until at least probably from 9 until noon.
All right. Okay.
Sometime in the morning. I'll exchange phone numbers before we leave, and I'll make sure I'm there for you.
Sounds good.
Who's your hero?
Ooh, that's a big, big question. Probably my dad. Yeah. Hard worker, man of integrity. I would consider us poor growing up, poor dairy farmer. Worked his life away. And my youngest sibling has Rett syndrome. It's a major developmental. She's severely disabled, and my mom and my dad. She's 33.
Mm.
She's a full-time job too. So.
Bless her heart. Yeah. You got other brothers, sisters?
Yeah, 2 older brothers, an older sister, and then my younger sister.
So 4 of you?
5 total. I'm number 4 or 5.
There's 5, and then you have 5 kids.
Yeah.
Do you always know you wanted 5 kids? Is that a thing?
No, my wife was done at 4, and I'm like, I think there's one more.
I love it. My wife was done at 2, and then I talked her into 3, and then I got fixed, and then after that she was like, "Let's have another one." So anyway, it's but it is the greatest thing ever. There's no better joy in the world than just getting home to the kids and playing, as you know.
Yeah.
What motivates you? You've gone through 14 years to get to this degree, to get to where you're at. That takes an insane amount of grit. A lot of people that watch this, we talk about entrepreneurs all the time, this 10X community, entrepreneurship. You are an entrepreneur without, what you do is an entrepreneurship, and it took a lot of grit and determination to get to that. What keeps you motivated?
Yeah. I remember my brother telling me this. He's like, if you're getting into medicine for money, don't do it. Right? He's like, you're going to work long hours. Probably always think you're underpaid. So, it really made me think, like, why am I going into medicine? But it's to help people. People have medical conditions, in my world, spinal conditions, and they need help, and it's fun. I enjoy doing it. So when you enjoy what you're doing, you're not really working. So,
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And with spinal injuries, so that's your main focus?
Not so much injuries. It's more degenerative conditions.
Okay.
We occasionally see spine trauma. I fortunately don't take spine trauma, like, traumatic injuries coming in. Mine's more an elective practice, so degenerative conditions. But yeah.
So tell us about that. Like, who is a client for you that might not even know they're a client? What is the symptoms of somebody that could potentially have spinal problems that, they've been fighting it for a long time?
Yeah. So our practice has 4 hand surgeons. And so people get sent all the time for hand pain, arm pain to the hand surgeons. And they're like, there's nothing wrong with your arm or hand. It's in your neck. So extremity pain, whether that's upper extremity or lower extremity pain, could be originating from a pinched nerve in your spine. And then chronic neck, chronic back pain could be, because you have a degenerative condition, the discs of your spine, probably not having good sleep hygiene. And so those are potential candidates that need to see me.
Okay. So you're not sleeping and you got a lot of pain.
That's right.
He's going to help you fix that. I like it. So we also have a little bit of this 10X thing involved. You're not, Grant Cardone. You watched the show Undercover Billionaire. She knew a little bit about what we were doing down here.
Yeah.
What do you think about Wake Up Pueblo and about, you got a little tour here before you got here. What is Wake Up Pueblo? What do you think?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw some people on the computer editing and doing some crazy stuff. The buildings just keeps going and going. It's really cool. We went down in the basement, and it was really cool to see, those big block rock walls, and here there's some tunnels down there, and it's really cool. So, it's really cool what you guys got going on here, and lots going on here.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
And you've been following Grant Cardone for a while.
Yeah. So I think I stumbled onto him. I heard a podcast. I'm like, who's this crazy guy?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
And probably looked him up here or there, and then I saw Discovery that he was doing this show, and I watched the first 3 episodes. Saw you, so but never finished it, but kind of knew like what came out of it just from in the newspapers or on the news and whatnot. So, yeah.
It was a huge honor. Like, it still is an honor. We had his 10X conference last week in Miami, and he had just a lot of heavy hitters, but the inspiration, I think it was like, it's crazy to see how that show had changed so many people's lives, but how much Grant has just truly motivates people all over the world. Like, I'm just honored to be a part of this with the guy, but when I get there, I see him on stage, and I see people coming up to me taking selfies, and they're like, because of that show, I'm not sleeping in my car anymore. Or because of that show, my business that was failing, now I'm successful. Because of those little things, people have, it's such a motivation. And I'm with you. After I've started to watch him on his podcast, like, he's a whirlwind. Like, the guy is just unbelievable. We're about to send him a bunch of mattresses. Just talked to him the other day about a bunch of beds, but he is a tornado, and he is a force to be reckoned with. But he inspires this world. His goal in life is to be known by 7 billion people.
Wow.
Which is everybody. Every single person on the planet. That is his goal in life.
It's pretty cool.
So,
I'm curious, how's his sleep hygiene?
He does get sleep. He believes in sleep. He does. He sleeps on a Tempur-Pedic. I sent him a Tempur-Pedic on an adjustable base. So he just bought a house in Malibu, and we're gonna furnish. He's got 7 bedrooms or something in there. We're gonna get some snooze flips on there and another Tempur-Pedic for him and his wife. But he does sleep. He believes in it. I mean, and he's got Gary Brecka. I don't know if you know, it's 10X Health. He's a huge doctor in health, and he's changed Grant's life, just really helping with the hygiene and helping with they do drips every single day. And but Grant's 63 years old right now. Yeah. He looks like a 40-year-old.
Full of energy.
He's full of energy.
Like
he
you.
doesn't stop. Something like that, I guess. But what does Dream Big mean to you? This is a Dream Big podcast. A lot of the people that'll be watching this, the audience, is people that, they're big dreamers. These guys are looking. You are a big dreamer. You are a guy that came from a dairy farm. You're a guy that could have gone into dairy, but you said, nah, that's not for me. And you committed to something 14 years of your life to get to this level. So you are definitely a big dreamer. But what does Dream Big mean to you?
Yeah, I think it's setting a goal, and no matter how hard it is, persevering and attaining that goal. And it could be anything, whether it's buy a car dealership or own 100, 1,000 doors of rental property. Yeah. There's so many. Everyone's dream's different, right? Mm-hmm. But think about what's big for you and go after it.
And 14 years ago, that's when you said the doctor.
Yeah,
that's big for me.
Yeah, I didn't realize how long it'd be.
No. So what's next for you? What's the big dream and big for you?
Yeah, so I love medicine, and I'll be in medicine a long time, but I'm really interested in real estate. And so want to get some doors, trying to decide if I want to do short-term, long-term rentals, but definitely want to start to get some doors under my belt.
We'll have to talk. I've been doing real estate for a long time, and Colorado Springs is crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, should have done it a year and a half ago.
Right.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going down anytime soon. There's just too much of a need still. There's too many jobs out there, and there's too much demand. So you're in a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I sincerely appreciate you taking your time on this podcast today. Learned so much. This will be good for a lot of people out there. Any final words or anything?
No, I appreciate you having me, and it's pretty cool what you got going on here. And looking forward to getting to know you. Pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to future meetings.
Absolutely. Same thing goes for you. How do we find you? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on Instagram? Where are you at?
Yeah, LinkedIn, just Doug Crowther. Pretty easy to find. I'm on Instagram. I think you guys will probably give me the nudge to do a professional page.
You got a family one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. And I think it's private. It's probably private.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So LinkedIn, we can find you on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn for sure.
LinkedIn,
and then, our website is CCOE. You can just Google CCOE Colorado Springs if you have any spine needs, and be happy to help out.
Best of the best right here. You have listened to another episode of Dream Big Podcast, where our goal is to find the biggest dreamers like we did today with Dr. Douglas Crowther. We are so honored to have you here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Stay tuned for the next episode of Dream Big, where we will continue to find big dreamers out there and tell their story here on Dream Big Podcast. Oh! Thanks, my man.
Thank you.
That was it.